What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we aren't just looking at a new smartphone, we are witnessing a tectonic shift in the world of technology. For over a decade, the Pro in smartphone names has been little more than a marketing tag. A slightly better zoom here, a bit more software processing there. But Sony just decided to stop playing games. Imagine a device that looks like a sleek flagship from the front, but when you flip it over, you're staring into the literal glass of a professional-grade DSLR. I'm talking about the Sony Xperia Pro 1 Ultimate. This isn't just a phone with a good camera. This is a 500-megapixel cinema rig designed for the year 2026 and beyond. It's a device that challenges the laws of physics and the boundaries of mobile engineering. We're talking about 16K video, a magnesium alloy body, and a battery that defies logic. Today, we're doing the deepest dive yet into why this monster might be the most important piece of tech released in our lifetime. If you love seeing the limits pushed, hit that subscribe button. Let's go. The design. Let's start with the build, because this is where Sony is making its loudest statement. Most modern phones are glass sandwiches, slippery, fragile, and predictable. Sony went back to the drawing board and pulled materials directly from their $6,000 Alpha 1 camera line. The magnesium chassis. The Xperia Pro 1 Ultimate is rumored to be forged from a high-pressure die-cast magnesium alloy. Why does this matter? Magnesium is 33% lighter than aluminum but significantly more rigid. It's the material of choice for professional camera bodies because it acts as a massive heat sink. When you're recording 16K video, your processor generates enough heat to cook an egg. This magnesium frame pulls that heat away from the silicon and dissipates it through the entire body. The motorized rotating module. The standout design feature is the 360-degree rotating lens. Instead of a mediocre 12-megapixel selfie camera, the entire rear housing of the 500-megapixel sensor is on a high-precision gimbal track. You want the world's best selfie? You don't use a tiny front-facing pinhole, you flip the primary beast around. This allows for a completely full-view display with zero notches and zero compromises. On the right side, you'll find a textured, ergonomic grip with a dedicated two-stage physical shutter button. Just like a real camera, you half press to lock focus and full press to capture. It even includes a tactile zoom rocker and a customizable FN button. It's not phone first, it's creator first. The 500-megapixel sensor. Now, let's get into the soul of this machine, that 500-megapixel sensor. I know what you're thinking, megapixels don't matter, it's about sensor size. Well, Sony isn't just increasing the number, they're increasing the scale. The sensor physics. Rumors suggest a 4/3-inch stacked CMOS sensor. To put that in perspective, that's larger than what you find in most high-end compact cameras. When you have 500 million pixels on a sensor this large, you get a level of optical information that was previously impossible. This isn't just about sharp photos, it's about dynamic range. We're looking at an estimated 16 stops of dynamic range, allowing you to capture detail in the brightest clouds and the darkest shadows simultaneously. Virtual cinematography in 16K. 16K video sounds like overkill until you understand the workflow. If you record a wide shot in 16K, you can crop into that footage 8 times and still have a perfect 4K file. It allows a solo filmmaker to shoot a single scene and generate close-ups, medium shots, and wide shots all from one file. It's a one-man crew revolution. Sony is porting over the BIONZ XR2 processor with a dedicated AI unit. It features real-time recognition AF that doesn't just track human eyes, but birds, insects, cars, and even moving trains. Whether you're shooting a fast-paced football game or a bird in flight, the focus is locked instantly and never lets go. Battery backup. A sensor this big and a screen this bright would kill a normal phone in 2 hours. That's why Sony is allegedly introducing a silicon-carbon anode battery. Battery innovation. Traditional graphite batteries have hit a ceiling. By using silicon-carbon, Sony can pack 8500 mAh into a frame that is only 8.9 mm thick. This is a 2-day phone for power users and a full-day rig for professional filmmakers shooting 4K, 120 FPS all day long. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 Extreme. To process 500-megapixel files, you need a monster. This chip is rumored to feature 3rd-generation Oryon cores clocked at 4.6 GHz. It includes an ultra-image signal processor that can handle 12.5 gigabits of data per second. RAM. 24GB LPDDR6. Storage, up to 2TB UFS 5. Charging, 120W wired, and 80W wireless. This silicon doesn't just run apps, it renders cinema-grade RAW files in real time. The display, you can't edit 16K footage on a standard screen. The Xperia Pro 1 Ultimate is tipped to feature a 6.85-inch 4K HDR OLED panel. Color accuracy, this isn't your typical vibrant, saturated phone screen. It is a master monitor calibrated for the DCI-P3 color gamut. It supports 10-bit color depth, showing over 1 billion colors, with a 144Hz refresh rate for buttery smooth movement. Outdoor visibility, with a peak brightness of 4500 nits, this display is visible even in the harshest direct sunlight. For a photographer shooting in the field, this means you can finally trust your screen to show you exactly what the final image will look like without needing a sun hood. Connectivity and the future of 5G. Imagine a device that doesn't just inhabit the world of 2026, but stalks the halls of 2030. We call it the Xperia Pro 1 Ultimate 5G, but honestly, labeling it 5G is like calling a supernova a bright light. It's a massive understatement. Under the hood, this beast is whispered to carry the Snapdragon X90 modem RF system. We aren't just talking about a slight bump in bars, we are talking about the dawn of 5G Advanced, or 5.5G. This is the hardware that bridges the gap between science fiction and your pocket. We're looking at theoretical download speeds of 10 gigabits per second. To put that in perspective, you could download an entire high-definition season of your favorite show in the time it takes to say Xperia. But speed is only half the story. The real magic lies in the death of lag. With 5.5G readiness, cloud gaming moves from playable to perfect. We're talking about near zero latency that makes a remote server in another state feel like it's wired directly into your brain. Now, let's talk about the future-proof factor. Technology moves fast, but the Pro 1 Ultimate moves faster. When you pick this up in 2026, you aren't buying a phone that will be obsolete by the next election. You're buying a flagship that will still be outperforming the competition 4 years down the line. It's built to grow into the networks of tomorrow. And for those who truly push the limits, rumor has it that Nokia is lending its rugged DNA to the mix, integrating satellite SOS connectivity. Price, reality, and the verdict. So, let's address the $2,500 question. Is it worth it? If you compare this to an iPhone 17 Pro Max, it looks expensive. But that's the wrong comparison. A professional Sony Alpha camera body alone costs $3,000. A high-end lens is another $1,500. A flagship smartphone is $1,200. You're looking at nearly $6,000 worth of gear. Sony is offering that entire ecosystem, integrated, connected, and pocketable, for roughly $2,200 to $2,500. For the modern creator who lives on the go, this isn't an expense, it's an investment in their craft. Launch timeline. While currently a concept, the tech is arriving fast. We expect to see the first functional prototypes at CES 2027, with a consumer launch by the end of that year. But I want to hear from you. Is 500 megapixel the future, or have we finally reached peak camera? Would you drop $2,000 on a phone that replaces your DSLR? Let me know in the comments below.